right. Hey guys. So it's Heather Chauvin, founder of Mom is in Control, and of course, the admin for this group. And I'm going to be honest with you. I have been very quiet inside the Mom is in Control village, actively supporting the women inside my mastery program, which is something I'll be talking about today. But I want to talk about ease today and how, there's a cycle of ease that we go through as women. I can't speak for men because I'm not a man. This audio will also be put on the Mom is in Control podcast. So if you are a podcast listener, welcome. If you are not a podcast listener and you're listening to this inside the Facebook group, then you can head on over to my website to get the clickable links to iTunes or Stitcher. Just go to heatherchauvin.com/podcast. And it looks like this. If you are watching the video, you can see it. It's the Mom is in Control podcast. So ease, what is ease? I talk a lot about this inside the podcast. This is the year of easy. And how can we cultivate and create ease in our life? And, a lot of people go, oh, it's easy for you, right? It's easy for you to say this because you don't struggle with this, or you don't have this problem, or your life doesn't look like this. But I am fascinated by people who have overcome adversity and who are extremely resilient. And motherhood is something, of course, that we've all been, kind of pushed into and birthed into. And nobody really talks about it. I think, when you think of the parenting books, the traditional parenting books, it's, what to expect when you're expecting. And it's about the physical anatomy of how your body changes. But what about the emotional anatomy of how you evolve and change as a mother and as a woman when you give birth to children, when you adopt children, when a child comes in your life and you become the sole caregiver for a child? There's a lot that happens emotionally. There's a lot that happens intellectually. Your social circles change. Everything changes. Your finances change. Your priorities change. And it can be really, really overwhelming. And so my job, my mission, my goal for you is just to make your life a little bit easier. And if you are watching this, the video inside the inside the Facebook village, you can see my dogs walking in the background. We have Ellie. She's the Burmese mountain dog, and Mr. Oliver, who I have talked about a lot, who's not around currently, but I'm sure he'll make an appearance soon. And he's a Lab Dalmatian mix, and we've adopted him, and he drives me nuts. He's like another child. So ease. Okay. Ease stands for evaluate where you're at right now. The A stands for what actions do you have to take to get to where you want to be. S stands for stop thinking, start moving. And the E stands for evolve. So I was at a coffee shop with my husband, and I was talking about, these videos that I'm going to be putting out and the essence of ease. And I'm like, what is this, right? I don't just want to keep saying, this is easy, this is easy. How can we, right? What are the specific actions that we have to take? So E, so I'll go over this again, EASE. So E stands for evaluate. We need to be really honest with ourselves. Evaluate where you're at. What are you loving in your life, and what are you not loving in your life? A simple strategy to do this is pen and paper. Write it down. Evaluate. What are you not enjoying about your life? And what do you want to create and cultivate? This is something I teach inside the Mastery program. If you guys are interested, we're taking applications till next Thursday. So March 1st, which is also my birthday. Head on over to momisincontrol.com/mastery. And as the weeks go on, I'll be talking about it more. So evaluate where you are at. Evaluate where you want to be and observe the disconnect from what you're feeling today versus what you want to be feeling and where you want to be. A, what actions do you need to take to get to where you want to be? So a lot of the women that I attract in my work are ambitious go-getters. So you are the ones who, you may have a business, may not. You may, be in a corporate position wherever you are. You may be a stay-at-home mom. It doesn't matter who you are. Your goal, like your core, your essence of who you are, is you are a game changer. You are a leader at heart. You look out in the world and you think, why am I such a black sheep? Why am I a weirdo here? Why does everyone else think I'm different when I'm just the one who wants to eat healthy and be happy? Why does everyone else think, I'm so weird? You feel like you don't fit in everywhere. And maybe that's why motherhood has been a struggle for you as well, because you don't feel like, you fit into the mommy circles and things like that. Because you're like, it's not all about kitty cats and rainbows. I feel, at the core that when I am happy, everybody else is happy. And that's where I come from as well. So inside the mastery program, I'm always talking about action. Because think about how many times we sit and we worry and we're afraid, right? We're afraid of taking the action. Well, what if I fail? Well, what if you succeed? And worry is not an action, and worry is not, hope is not a strategy. You have to be taking action in the direction that you want to go. So once you have your vision and you've evaluated, okay, this is not working for me, I want to go in that direction, then what specific actions do you need to take to get there? So I'm just going to use weight as an example. That's not something I'm big in teaching weight management. That's more of like a, health coach perspective. Some people do come in with that as a goal as well, but I'm just going to use this as a physical example for now. So you want to lose 20 pounds, right? And you're evaluating, you're like, oh, not this, not loving how I feel inside my body right now. And it's not always about physically losing the weight. It could be, losing things emotionally, letting go of a lot of baggage, being okay to be seen in the world, right? We have to be okay that when we lose that weight, people may look at us differently. We may fit into things differently. We may get compliments. That's okay. So you want to lose the weight, and not just to get those compliments, but because you want to feel good, mind, body, soul. You're carrying all this extra baggage around. So you're evaluating, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds. The action that you need to take. Food is a big one, right? What is the meal plan that you're going to be on? How many times a day are you going to eat? What does that look like? Are you nurturing your body? Are you nourishing your body? And are you taking those actions, right? So then someone, 3 months down the road go, I'm not losing any weight. And then it's like, well, what are you eating? Well, I'm eating crap. Well, of course you're eating crap. So your actions are not in alignment with what you want. And so a lot of the women I work with, we talk about energetic time management. We talk about time, right? So you feel like you don't have a lot of time. Well, great. Let's do a time evaluation. Where are you spending your time? What are you spending your time on? And then all of a sudden you notice the actions that you're taking. There's a lot of time wasters. There's huge energy leaks in your life. So in this process of ease, it's about evaluating your actions, right? So you know where you want to go, and now you're taking the actions in alignment with where you want to be. The S in ease. Stop thinking and start moving. This is something that I've had to tell myself over and over and over again it's easier now. It wasn't when I first started, but when I first started, this personal development journey and becoming the better version of myself and my mind, my body, my soul, my emotions, parenting, marriage, money, everything, stop thinking and start moving. It can become paralyzing to overanalyze. There's so many women that I speak to and they go, well, let me think about it. And I go, that's where you're going to get yourself in trouble, because you're going to tell yourself stories. We have these stories in our minds of why you can or cannot do something. I can't because my husband won't let me. I can't because I have small children. I can't because yada, 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 yada. Like there's so many stories, and you will get outside validation from society and sometimes your family as well of why you can't do something. So we need to flip the script on the story. How can I? How can I feel alive in my body and my mind while raising a young family? How can I make really good money in my business, in my work, whatever you're doing that is in alignment with your priorities, that is in alignment with your personal values? You do not need to go, burn yourself out because, you've subscribed to this belief from your parents or whatever, that you need to work hard to make this money. More pain, more gain. That's not serving the world. It's leaving women sick, miserable, angry, and resentful. And we're projecting our crap onto our children. And then they're wondering why we're so angry and miserable. And then the cycle continues. So stop thinking and start moving. Start moving on those actions that you know you need to take to create the vision that you desire in your life. The stop thinking, start moving will actually challenge you. So I remember there's been many times in my life where I was going to a new level. So oftentimes when you are expanding in your life, there is this feeling of birth, this feeling of, oh my God, this is so uncomfortable. I can't do this. And you're expanding. You feel like you're cracking open or you're stretching, and it's extremely uncomfortable. And sometimes you feel very vulnerable. When you start moving in this direction, what's happening is your brain is actually forming new neural pathways. And there's a lot of science behind this to back it up. So every time I'm taking action in the direction that feels really, really uncomfortable for me, I'm now excited about it because I'm like, yes, my brain is changing, is taking new neural pathways. So something that used to be very difficult for me, maybe it was waking up early, or going to the gym on a regular basis, or eating every 2 to 3 hours because my go-to is I won't eat, or planning my week out, or taking specific actions with my kids or something like that. A lot of the women I work with will challenge themselves. They're no longer yelling at their children. It's a stop, right? It's how can I do this differently? And when we're really, really uncomfortable, what's happening is we're changing those neural pathways in our brain, creating new connections so that when we do break that habit loop, yes, we're really uncomfortable for a short amount of time, but then after your brain knows, oh, okay, do this instead. So stop thinking and start moving. And yes, it will be uncomfortable. And the last E for ease is evolve. So you've now evaluated where you're at. You evaluated where you want to go. You know what actions you need to take in that direction. And you're taking those actions. You've stopped thinking and you've started moving and taking those actions. And now you're evolving and you're watching the evolution happen before you. Before you? Yes, before you. So what I've noticed in this circle of ease is, as a human being, as a mother, as a wife, as a soul having this human experience, you will never stop growing and you will never stop learning. And if you are raising children, you know this cycle very well because you're like, oh, child is in a new phase. Now the child is running, right? Instead of crawling. And then you need to evolve, right? And then there's a next phase and a next phase. And then your child goes off to school. And then you're like, oh my gosh, this is breaking my heart. And then the child goes off to school, something else happens. And then teenage years come. And then the child leaves the home. There's a constant evolution of who you are as a woman, who you are as a mother, who you are as a creative being. And you are constantly evolving. So realizing that the evolution of ease is a continuum. It's not a one and done. It's not, okay, I've set up everything and now life is quote unquote easy. It's a constant learning opportunity and experience. So that's my little aha moment for you today, my little hopefully, just cracking you open a little bit to understand what is ease and how can we start to cultivate and create this in our lives. So on the next few days, I will be sharing more tips and strategies with you. If you're watching this via video, I may be wearing the same thing because it's pre-recorded. Not that I needed to say that, but just whatever, right? This is called batching, where you do a few things at once. And I'm just, to be honest, too lazy to change and pretend that it's a different day. It's the same damn day. I just recorded the recordings on the same day. So that said, if you are ready to rock 2018, you are an ambitious go-getter and you know you're in this cycle and evolution of ease, and you are ready to evaluate where you're at and evaluate where you want to be and get a crystal clear picture and push yourself beyond what you ever thought possible. And at the deepest core of your being, you want to understand your children on a deeper level because you want to be remembered as a woman who was empowering, a leader, somebody who took a stand, used her voice, and made shit happen. So if this is you, then I invite you to fill out the application at momisincontrol.com/mastery. When you go to that page, you will find a little information about the program, how it works, modules, things like that, the benefits, some video testimonials from previous clients. Fill out the application. I will personally read and review the application, and then I will be in touch. So for the first round in the new year of 2018, application deadline will be March 1st at midnight Eastern Standard Time, which is a week from the day that I'm recording this, depending on when you're listening to it. So just know that change is possible for you. But in order to create more ease in your life, you of course have to evolve. And evolution happens with action, with a plan, with a vision, and of course doing the deep inner work required to get there. So you, yes, you can create the change that you truly desire in your life and evolve how you live, work, play, and parent. So I look forward to reading your application. Application doesn't guarantee that you're in the program, but it's one step closer to getting to where you want to be in your life. So momisincontrol.com/mastery. All right, guys, talk soon.